When I was a kid, say age 12 or 13, my single mom would take my sister and I to work with her when we were out of school for the summer, since she couldn't afford any other option. The year was 1997 through 1999, and she worked at a Subway sandwiches shop in a shopping center with a few dozen stores. In this shopping center, there was a few notable stores that I remember spending a lot of time in and could tell you stories individually for each. These include a CD store called Disco Round, a laser tag place with a game room called Beamers, a play space with balls and tunnels called Discovery Zone, and a grocery store called Winn-Dixie, a vacuum store by Oric, and a Home Depot. These were all awesome spaces to explore as a young teen, but none were any more awe-inspiring to me than the Gateway Country Computer Store. I recall experiencing many new exciting things that I had never come across before, seeing that my mother was a very poor woman. The aesthetic of the store was amazing. It was like being inside of a barn. The walls were covered by rusty corrugated steel, and the tables that held the computers were rough-cut lumber covered with cow print. There was a glass room to the side that I spent most of my time in. It had a 5.1 surround sound system, and at the time, the largest TV I had ever seen. In that room, I was exposed to cult classic movies. These movies include Twister, James Bond, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Titanic. You could even surf the internet with a keyboard directly on the TV. Wow. The staff was aware of me and didn't really like the idea of me being there, but we had an unspoken understanding. Don't interfere with any sales. During these times, I was asked to leave the area. This pushed me to look at other things. I had the chance to play with many different kinds of computers and software. The computers that amazed me the most were the all-in-one units, which didn't have the most power, but were the most pleasing to the eye and weren't so cluttered. The monitor, camera, and speakers were all built in, and this reduced the wires coming out of it. Others were shaped like children's toys. When it comes to software, there were many titles, but the most notable I recall being blown away by was a game called Midtown Madness, an open world game that allowed you to explore and do crazy stunts. Amazing. Most of these things aren't thought twice about now, since these are all everyday things in 2025. But in 1997, these blew a young man's mind. Those sounds, movie graphics, and games were all something to remember. There just won't be a time like that for me again.